Paul, as expected, a tough fixture against a star-studded Lancashire side. What's your thoughts on the result?
Yeah, very frustrated. Obviously, bitterly disappointed. We're all disappointed. We came here with great expectations. You know, we got 4 or 5 lads from Lancashire. They want to come back home and do well against their old side and their old mates. Sadly, it didn't happen. They asked us good questions. It was a very good toss to win, to bowl first on that pitch. You know, it had poured down for 2 days. The outfield was very, very wet. The wicket was still a little bit damp. You know, very tough for any groundsman to get the wicket dry in these conditions. And a good toss to win, and Lancashire absolutely bowled beautifully. They put the ball in the right area 9 times out of 10 and asked great questions. Mahmood, who got another 5 wickets, I think is his second 5-wicket haul in succession. Congratulations to him. You know, the guys we didn't play and miss much. It was one of those days where you nick it every time you hit the ball to a fielder, he's there. And those games happen every couple of years or so, and you know, it wasn't long ago that Surrey were, you know, skittle for very few as well. You know, it happens to everybody, even the champions of England. So yeah, bitterly disappointed that we haven't come here and you know, and dominated. We wanted to get all 3 facets right in our game. We've done 1 and 2, you know, not as consistently as we'd like to, but we'd never really put all 3 facets together. And today, you know, they were too good for us. Sadly, you know, we nicked off. We probably could have used our feet a bit more as batters getting in. Probably a little bit more bounce in the pitch than we thought as well. Just back of our length, Mahmood got it to really fly through to the keeper, head height to the keeper on the way up. So well done to him. But you know, we've got to have some self-reflection and see if we can do things differently in a way, and come back strong. We've got, you know, a couple of games left to get a little bit of pride out of this and to get some, you know, some form individually to take into the Red Bull, into the Championship.
You mentioned a couple of times there, Saqib Mahmood obviously stole the show. You could be forgiven coming into this game thinking that Jimmy Anderson would be the main threat as he opened the bowling from his own end as well. But with Mahmood obviously performing so well, that just shows the depth of the squad that they've got and the strength and the ability that you came up against today. Yeah,
you know, a big club, wealthy club, and you know, Jimmy Anderson's always going to be there and thereabouts, and sometimes that happens that the guy at the other end gets all the awards because and the wickets because everybody's just making sure they see Jimmy off. But you know, Mahmood bowled beautifully today, absolutely beautifully. You know, when he got his action right and he flew through just back of a length, and you know, when he pitched it up, there was enough in the wicket. And today our batsmen were good enough to edge it. Other days you're not, and the ball goes past. But some days you're good enough to edge it, and that's the way it goes. You know, Lancashire have always been a decent fielding side, even though they dropped a couple of catches as well today, which was unusual for them. But you know, we've got to look at what we can do and what we can control. You know, on reflection, I think possibly we could have looked to get a little bit further forward in our initial just getting in on a pitch that seams around. The more we let the ball come on a seaming pitch, the more you can nick off. So yeah, a little, you know, listen, everybody plays it differently, but we've got to reflect that, you know, 80 wasn't good enough, and we've got to look at what we can do differently.
And the boys came back out after their innings and started off pretty well with the ball. Obviously, Chris Wright opened up the bowling, did pretty well, and Dieter Klein as well.
Yeah, the guys bowled beautifully up front, really did. Asked a lot of questions, a lot of playing and misses that they quite easily, we could have had them 3 down in the first 3 or 4 overs, but one of those days it happens, doesn't it, when it goes against you. You know, we Dieter bowled a beautiful line there and length, played and missed. Hamid played and missed several times. But you know, 80 on the board, you've got to have the opposition, you know, 3 or 4 wickets down in the first 3 or 4 overs or 5 overs to you know, to even think about it. But you know, the balls go soft after probably 25 overs, and it's a great time to bat each, you know, in each innings. So, but yeah, listen, we're just we're gutted right now. We've you know, we work hard, we train hard, and these things sometimes come in to test you. It's not about dwelling; it's about learning, and you move on really quickly. You park it and you crack on, because it happens once or twice a year for that.
You mentioned it's not about dwelling. The boys came out and still put in a disciplined bowling and fielding performance. That must be nice to see as a coach, just to see the lads go out there and still try, even though the odds are stacked against them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. You know, it's always professional pride's at stake, and you know, you want to add wickets to your tally, you want catches and stumpings to your career stats. You're going to do your very best every ball for the lads. So yeah, listen, you know, righty, great to see him bowling so nicely. His lengths are immaculate. You know, he swings that white ball up front, which is great. On a swinging day, you know, a damp day generally always swings a bit more then. And yeah, you know, great to see Dietz. He struggled a little bit away at the Outlaws the other night. Just couldn't quite find his line of length. But today he was straight back in the groove again, which was good to see. So really a couple of good positives there. Because he took a fantastic catch as well. So that's, you know, that was a nice positive. So always try to look at the positives, and you know, we try not to dwell, but we learn from our mistakes.
And there's a bit of a break now in between 50 over games. We've got Pakistan on Wednesday, T20. That should be a fun game to look forward to.
Yeah, we're going to play a strong side against Pakistan. I want to try and win every game we play. So Mohamed Abbas arrives back on Tuesday. We'll need to chat to him and see if he's interested. He'll probably be a little bit close to flying to playing. So you know, he'll build up for the next probably Champo game. But yeah, it's an exciting time. I think the ground will be full. It'll be a really vibrant crowd, a colourful crowd. The wonderful people at Pakistan and the people in Leicester will come and support ourselves and Pakistan. So it's going to be exciting, and we look forward to a great performance, and that hopefully puts us in good stead again to obviously play against Northampton at home on Saturday. So we've got to finish the back end of this competition well, because it's, you know, it hasn't gone our way this time, but you know, we'll learn all the time.
And that fixture against Northamptonshire is also the club's Family Fun Day fixture. How good would it be to see 5,000-6,000 people there at Grace Road spurring the boys on?
Yeah, it'd be amazing, wouldn't it? You know, I think Notts have got that today. They're expecting about 20,000, which would be wonderful. But for us, if we can get Grace Road full with kids and families, nice cheap prices, I think that would be wonderful for everybody. So I'm looking forward to seeing that, see how it goes. We've got to keep looking at different initiatives to get people down to come and support us. We've got to play a good brand of cricket. Today, our brand of cricket wasn't good enough, but we'll bounce back, and we'll show the Leicester public what we're about.